Welcome everyone back to F2. We are today here at Abu Dhabi. And well, sorry for being a little bit late, but yeah, we are going to be here to... Well, the stream was on, I wasn't talking, but we will be able to watch the last minutes of this qualifying session. We got a little bit more than 6 minutes to go. We got Emanuele leading at the moment, 1/10 ahead of Snow. Then comes David, Karakimo, Kyle, and you can see the times are really close. Once again, the gap is really not big at all between these guys. We got the around what the top 5 in 3 temps. Not a great gap if you think about it. And yeah, we can have a lot of candidates challenging for pole position today. We are on with the man in the Alpine, Kyle, coming into the end of Sector 2, and it's going to be improving 12 thousandths of a second. Not a great improvement. Well, the last sector with the most corners where you can make really the difference with the driving and also with the track improvement. We'll see how much is he capable of, how much time is he capable of gaining here in this final part of the track. Coming then into the final 2 corners, he's actually going to go into the pit lane. He doesn't want to finish the lap. Comes into the pit lane, then we got not many people on a flying lap at the moment, most in the pit lane. Having in mind 5 minutes to go, yeah, people will wait for the last 3 minutes approximately to come out on fresh soft tires to do that final run. We're going to go with Brandon, who... Well, he's not on the lap because he has a full battery, so he's going to come in the pit lane on this lap. We got Belmont now. I think he was usually at the front, but, well, he is not in a great position right now, though he is now going to start his flying lap, and we'll see if he can close up. And, well, that McLaren is different. I haven't read any news related to the game, but that McLaren is a different car, different livery. If someone in the comments can explain to me why. To be honest, I'm a little bit lost recently in terms of F1 news and stuff. I don't remember if this livery was used sometime in the year, if it will be used in another race, but for some reason it's black. This is not the official livery of the McLaren, so someone can tell me in the comment section why is the McLaren black. I would appreciate a lot. Well, we got Molu retiring on track for some reason. Not gonna get a penalty, I guess, because it's qualifying, doesn't really bother anyone. Deck is on the end of his flying lap. Well, he's not gonna be able of doing any more laps after this one by obvious reasons. We follow him now into the final sector. Belmont has moved up into P4, but that's gonna be the last lap he's gonna be able to do, and invalidates now. Deck does invalidate. Well, we're gonna wait for people to start coming out for their final run. We're gonna go on now with Emmanuel, who's coming to start his final flying lap of the day. Currently leading the session, not improving on sector 1. Is need to defend that provisional pole position spot he has right now. Bellman out, like we already said, he wasn't gonna be able to do another lap. Now Marcos moves up into P2, 1/10 slower, less than a tenth slower than Emmanuel. You get Cosimo also moving up into P9. I'm gonna go with Brang now, the man in the Williams on P10. His teammate currently on P3. He is improving 3 thousandths of a second, not a big improvement, of course. We'll see what he can do in the final sector. David not improving as well. It's matching basically his previous time in the second sector. Snow has aborted. We'll see what Brian can do in the final sector. Is it going to make a difference or not? In the line it goes. Moves up to 6. Now we have David now, who also looking for improvement in the final sector. In the line it goes. P2 for David. Misses pole by 4 thousandths of a second. Crazy gap between the top two, and it's gonna be a pole position for Emmanuel. But the gap's not big at all. We're gonna have a great race for sure coming ahead between, well, I think at least the top 4 should be in the mix for the battle for the win. Belmont we know is fast as well, so we can get in the mix as well. And well, who knows, maybe more people can get in the mix because the gap is really not big at all. Lights out and away we go, and we start the Abu Dhabi GP. Emmanuel gets a poor start, and that's gonna be David up into the lead of the race before turn 1. Maybe it's a tire comp on different side, I don't know. It could well be, because now Snow is moving up ahead. Yeah, I think it's on the mediums. Probably the top 2 and the softs then. They are gonna suffer later on. Let's check the... Oh, and they have a massive dissing there already, so I'm not sure if this is gonna stand or not. We might get a restart because the lobby looks not good at all. Well, it's not up to me, but... No, actually it's not on the softs. Actually everyone's on the mediums, but look at that. I mean, no, I think overtaking is like ghosting is... how do you say it? I mean, contact between cars is not activated, I guess, because... What's this? Whoa! He slides really badly, and that's Emmanuel down into P6. Well, this lobby looks really bad, at least from my perspective. I don't know if the drivers are seeing the same I'm seeing. Are seeing the same I'm seeing, but I mean, this definitely should be restarted if it's actually going like what can I see. I mean, there wasn't contact between cars through the first lap, and that I think is clear. I don't know if the collisions were off only for the lap 1, but no, now I see another driver there ghosting through someone else, so I really not sure what is happening. Yeah, there's no contact. Let's make the easy way. Let's find out ourselves. And yeah, collisions are off. You can see it there. I don't know if you know Spanish. My game is in Spanish, but collisions have been turned off. As you can see, they are off in the first lap. They are off absolutely everywhere. So I guess we're gonna need a restart, but I think Arvin is not here, so I don't know what we are gonna do. Well, if the collision's off, I can't take seriously this race, so I don't know if I'm gonna leave or I should stay, because I don't think this is gonna count. No, I definitely won't count. Yeah, and officially restarting. Someone messed up the settings really badly there. Well, we are finally back, and the lobby is, I hope, fixed. So we're gonna restart absolutely everything. Nothing happened in lap 1 then, it doesn't matter. We got Emmanuel starting at the front, David in second place, and this time is looking to go for the hard tires, which from what we saw last week, we know it may not be a great strategy. You will get the advantage at the beginning because your tires will last apparently more than the rest, but then you have to extend, and you gotta pit for mediums at the end, and you can get a lot of traffic. And that's what happened in Imola. We thought the guy leading was gonna easily win because he was building the gap and he hadn't even made the stop, but then we realized he had to pit very, very late because the mediums wouldn't make it to the end. And then nothing he could really do. Well, he's swapped now David into the medium tires. It's not gonna go for the alternative strategy. We don't even know if this is gonna be a 1 or 2 stop race. Could be alternative strategies as well. Well, we get going again. David this time cannot get a better start than Emmanuel. Emmanuel will be leading into turn 1. We get Snow then in third position, followed by Marcos, followed by Brand, and Bellman is losing position, but now recovers it once again. And they're down the inside it goes. Brand dive bombs the McLaren driver. Around the outside it goes. You see who will stay ahead is going to be Brand. Brand manages to get the move done there against the McLaren driver. In the lead of the race, we got Emmanuel, followed by David. David's on the slip. He's going to try and get the move done around the outside. He's going to try and get the overtake done. Yes, he will. Side by side, they go. Oh, they bang wheels there. Banging wheels there with the Haas. We go now into the final DRS zone. And he's going to try once again to move around the outside. He covers well the inside line, but around the outside it goes. David trying to make the move against Emmanuel, but can't do it. Well, if he's not having issues to attack now without the DRS, we have to see with the DRS, shouldn't be that difficult at least. Could be seeing David having a pace advantage against the Haas driver. I don't think it's easy to overtake in this game. This track, it shouldn't be easy to overtake. We'll see how it ends. We get Emmanuel leading 6 tenths ahead of David. But now here comes Snow down inside of David. David now starts struggling a little bit. I think David maybe shouldn't have left the door open there that much. I think it wasn't that necessary. I think there was still enough space. Now he's been put under pressure by Snow, who, well, let David attack at the first lap. Now he's taking the advantage now, but down the inside, tries to send David once again, but won't be able to. Snow could get 2-on-1 in here, but I think he's probably going to wait. He probably doesn't want to waste the battery, or does he? Not seeing much apart from that battle for the lead of the race. Everyone in the DRS train, like I said, it was going to be a really close race. I don't know how exciting it's going to be, but, well, we could have a fun fight for the lead at least. Maybe on track, maybe not that strategic. Maybe yes, maybe no. Let's activate some of the data. We get then most people on the mediums. We only got the Formula and deck on the hard set of tires. Emmanuel leads 6 tenths ahead of Snow, followed by David, followed by Brand. Well, the Williams team is in a really good position right now, having both their cars in P2 and P4. They could be on for some teamwork in the coming laps. Well, Snow still stays in second position, though I think he has the possibility to try and attack Emmanuel for the lead. Emmanuel has not looked really solid since the beginning. Here comes then Snow around the outside and is going to try and get the move done. It does get the move done. Emmanuel didn't really try and defend against him. Snow in the lead of the race, followed by Emmanuel now. We'll see if he can try to open the gap. Probably not. The pace, like I said, was going to be really similar between these guys. Now if he can manage to keep track position, that's another story. Doesn't seem that hard to overtake around here in Abu Dhabi. Remember, some tracks like Silverstone was literally impossible to overtake. In this case, around Abu Dhabi, it doesn't seem difficult at all to make the move. Well, Hungary obviously was difficult to overtake as well. Belgium was an easy track to overtake in most cases. Well, Snow has made the move, and apparently Emmanuel can't do anything about it. Can't do really nothing to recover that position. Snow, at least not by now, he's actually been put under pressure by David around the outside. David is looking to get that overtake done. He has once again really similar pace to the two in front, so got overtaken by Snow. Snow jumped from P3 to P1 in just a couple of laps. We will see if he can hold then into that lead of the race. Ryan and Belmont also waiting to pick up anything that happens ahead of them. Karakimo, Carl, Marco in the mix as well. And then we got Formula, who should start gaining some advantage in the coming laps due to the Hards being the better tire in this game. Though we will see if the alternative strategy works for him or not. I think he should be able to gain some positions in a couple of laps if the drivers in front don't pit. The degradation will start hitting in not much time. Probably around lap 7 we will already see some people struggling. We get now teammates there is going to let him go, and that's Olmedo moving up into P8 of the race ahead of Marco. Marco, who is not having a great day. I think he started much more in front, and he's now down into P9 of the race. Formula will have a move at some point, like I said. Now Molo picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Currently on P14 of the race, not fighting really for anything. But having in mind how close the grid is, an undercut at any part of the grid could be mega if timed correctly. And there we go. We got Pascal in the pit lane. We get Cattle in the pit lane. Oh, and actually safety car. I don't know why, but there. Oh, it's small, dude. Well, and that's gonna mess up completely Formula and Deck that had started on the hard tires. They're gonna have to pit for mediums, I guess, and probably pit again then for hards to go to the end of the race. Everyone else is probably gonna think about pitting for hards, but having in mind it came out in lap 6. I really don't know, and probably gonna be risky now what to do, because if you go hards, are you really making it to the end of the race, knowing how bad the degradation is in this game? It's gonna be more than 20 laps on the hard compound, even though it's the most resistant compound. It's gonna be a difficult task to make them last to the line. Well, we gonna get going then. And like you can see, most people have pitted for fresh hards or fresh mediums. Emanuele is on fresh medium, something might have not gone the right way there for him. His planning definitely has to stop again. Well, now we get going, and it's Formula who is going to be leading the pack on old hard tires. Now, I don't know for how long can he stay in that lead of the race. Harakimo attacking David for P3 of the race, but he goes a little bit deep, and that's going to allow Belmont to try and move up the place. Well, here goes Formula, needs to defend as well for his teammate. Belmont's fighting for the win of the race. And actually, he could be fighting for the win of the race as well if he could hold the guys. And because I think, like I said before, they're going to have to pit again. So if he can try and hold these guys for a little bit, no, it's not going to be possible. It's going to be really difficult to keep track position there. Or actually, can he do it? Formula is trying to fight as hard as he can around the outside he goes. But I really don't think it's going to... Oh, Emanuele out of the race. That's going to be a tragedy. Having in mind he was fighting for the win a couple of minutes ago. Now he's out of the race, crashed out. Well, Formula already down in P5 of the race, definitely not ideal to stay out. He probably should have pitted for mediums and pit again for hards later on. That has allowed his teammate Belmont to get himself in the mix. David now leads, followed by Belmont, followed by Snow, Karakimo, and well, teammate Formula that's going to keep dropping more and more positions. Here comes Cal down the inside of Olmedo, who has some wing damage, like you can see there. I don't know if you see it, but he has wing damage. Around the outside he goes, and is going to try and recover the place. Even with the damage, he's fighting hard. And oh, that's Formula. And that's Cal that's easily going to get past him, or easily should get past him. Here comes Snow, who was previously in the lead of the race. Now down into P3 after all the fighting that happened with Formula. Did a good job to allow his teammate to move up into second position. Now he's going to be looking to fight back. And well, it's going to be at least going to be a three-way battle for the win. There on the inside it goes Snow, moves up the place. Ahead of Belmont. Belmont didn't even try and defend that one really hard. It's going to be at least a three-way battle for the win, I think. Between David and Snow. Snow, I think, is the one that looking the most solid of the drivers. But you never know. Strategy will be important as well. Now, we don't know if everyone's going to be pitting again or someone's going to try and take those stars to the line. But I think the difference with fresh tires could be too big, and the best will be to pit for fresh mediums with like 9 laps to go. You would still catch up to the guys that stayed out if you can subtract around 2 seconds a lap, which I really see possible, because you can see how bad it was for Formula, for example, how much he dropped only in that first lap. That's the difference with fresh and old tires. David leads, followed by Snow, followed by Belmont, then comes Karakimo, Bran, Olmedo, who has wing damage and is now penalized as well. Go Ferrari out of the race, same as Emmanuel. We got 15 drivers still battling on track. Get Cal making the move around the outside against Olmedo. I'm not sure if it was around the outside, but yeah, well, thing is he made the move. He moves up into P6 of the race. Again, now David's still in the lead of the race. Of course, no realistic overtaking chance. Oh, another safety car. I don't know why is it this time. And well, what? Oh, there goes David in the pit lane. David and Snow in the pit lane. Meanwhile, Belmont stays out to take the lead of the race. They are going for fresh hard tires. This time they should be able to make it to the end of the race. And that is where strategy is going to start being important. We see, I think, 8 drivers pitting All of them will try and go to the end of the race, most likely, except Formula, who's gone for fresh mediums because he had started on hards. But I think the ideal for him should be now pit again on the safety car. He's going to be last, yeah, but he can make it to the end of the race and will save another stop. Now I think David won't need to stop again. Or if he will have better tires now. And we already saw the difference between fresh and old hards with what just happened with Formula. So we'll see if the best strategy was the one that has chosen Belmont, Karakim on the brand, for example, or if pitting was the right call. There's going to be 7 drivers that David will need to overtake to retake that lead of the race with fresh tires. Belmont will need to survive a couple of more laps before making his final pit stop for the medium tires, most likely. Lap 16 of the race, and it's Bellman leading now, 1.5 ahead of Brand. They've lost the train against the McLaren driver, Brand and Karakimo. Then we get David that had an accident there in the restart and is spinning again. See a broken front wing there for him. From the guys that pitted, well, sent us out of the race. David faced tragedy there, and it's another safety car. And well, this race is full of safety cars. I lost what happened before, but well, we are back. I'm sorry for leaving for a couple minutes. But we get another safety car now, and this is going to help the guys that obviously didn't pit before. They can come into the pit lane now, and I guess the guys that pitted will be furious about it. Snow, that was in a really good position to win this one. Now we'll need to work hard if he still wants to have a chance, which I really don't know if it exists. David, well, this safety car will save him after whatever happened with him. Well, and we're gonna get the race restarted then. Finally, Cosimo in the lead of the race, followed by Marcos, followed by Olmedo. Pascal's know that will try and win this race by staying out. Well, it's gonna be a big disadvantage against Belmont now, who should be on better, definitely some better tires. Pace maybe is not as good as Snow was showing, but we'll try and send it there down the inside. Snow will try and defend his position. Around the outside goes Snow, not much he can really do about it. Belmont's already up in the P5. Snow loses places to both Belmont and Bran. And now Bran also attacking Belmont for position. Bran wants to win this race as well. Belmont will send the one down the inside against Pascal, and that's the move done for the McLaren driver. Well, the difference between fresh and old tires is big on this game. Now here comes Snow as well. Now Bran around the outside. Bran wants to get more moves done, needs to not allow Belmont escape from him. Oh, brakes really late. The Williams driver will not be able to overtake Pascal on this occasion. Also, Belmont struggling to overtake Marcos. Maybe Marcos and Olmedo should swap positions and defend like Sainz in Singapore 2023. Maybe that could be the only chance that Belmont will not be able to overtake them. And Marcos could be on for a win here then. If they manage to work correctly as teammates, I think I would order my drivers to do that if they're in that position. They don't really have a realistic chance of keeping Belmont behind by their own, but if they work as teammates, then the chance is open. Let's not forget that overtaking is not that easy on this game. You can see the DRS is not that powerful. In this track it seems easier, but still, if you can give the good amount of dirty air with using your teammate, it could well work. Here comes Belmont, is gonna try and overtake Marcos, but Marcos and his teammate will defend him really well. They are also using Cosimo as a defense. Yeah, both need to block him there. They're doing a good job so far. Oh, but Belmont manages to get down the inside there. Oh no, well, they couldn't do much then anyway. Well, they are trying to do something about it. Well, Belmont set a great move there, and that's going to be the end of Kick's dreams of winning this race. Belmont managed there to get past two of them with sending it down the inside. I thought it could make it work. Now Bran and P5 will try and overtake then the Kick that, well, they won't have the same motivation. They can't win this race anymore. At least not in these conditions. Oh! Still sends some mega dive there down the inside. Yeah, of course now Olmedo needs to defend as hard as he can for his teammate. His teammate that's still fighting for a podium. I think Bran will send it here down the inside. No, he gets a little bit afraid there of sending a move, and well, he knows Olmedo doesn't have anything to lose. If they go to a crash, they will, because it doesn't really matter for Olmedo. He's already penalized, probably won't finish in the points. How it's going now, Belmont's gonna be a race winner, but we still have some laps to go and nothing is set yet. But yeah, at the moment, Belmont looks like the favorite to win this one. And I'm not sure if he's going to want to overtake Cosimo or not, because he can use it to defend against the guys behind, especially against Bran, who will be the biggest menace, I think, from him here to the end of the race. No one else really is in position to challenge Belmont for the win, at least in these conditions we currently have. Here comes Bran once again, looking to make the move against the Kick. Down the inside he goes. I think he will manage to do it this time. Side by side they go, but yeah, this time he's managed to get the move done though. Olmedo will get a very good slipstream against him coming into the straight. And also with better battery, I guess, manages to get Possible down the inside. He's not going to give up. He knows he needs to overtake the kick guys if he wants to win this race. Now Belmont battling against Cosimo. Cosimo that also has nothing to lose. But around the outside is going to go Belmont. Yeah, he's not going to be able to defend against him anymore. That's going to be it. Well, Grand definitely is struggling now to overtake the kick guys. So, well, Belmont's move against the kick some laps ago was crucial. We'll see how hard it has been for Brand to get past him. Belmont just found the gap and sent it massively there. And, well, that move is going to be what's going to give him the win. Brand is suffering so much against them in the same tire age as Belmont has. Belmont, well, that move's the one that will give him the win of the race finally if he manages to win at the end. That we still don't know, but probably will win. Well, if Marcos and Olmedo keep this defense, they can try and get a P2 for the team. A podium will still be a very good result. Belmont now finally opens the gap like was expected to happen. 1.1 the gap against Cosimo. Now he has freeway in front to take the car to victory in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Brand finally manages to overtake the two kick Saubers. Now we'll go and chase for Cosimo, though I think it's late already to say he can be in contention for the win of this race. Well, he has the same tire age as Belmont, though he is not on DRS anymore, and I really don't think he has better pace enough to chase him in the laps remaining. He still needs to get past Cosimo. Let's remember, he's gonna get DRS, but he also will lose time. So no, in the end, I think can still save maybe a podium here. It doesn't look that unlikely. Both kicks have a penalty. If he stays there, I think he probably can get that P3 of the race, although Cosimo's showing really good pace to have all tires. Gran is not able to get to the back of him yet, and now he is, but I probably will not be able to overtake him in this lap. Well, at least not in this DRS right now. He has a little bit of a slider. And yeah, Bran also with no battery, Cosimo with no battery as well, though I think it's probably not gonna happen in this lap. Probably it's gonna be the next one that Bran will be able to overtake Cosimo, maybe save some battery. You know, meanwhile Belmont has half his battery still and already has a 2.4 second gap. I mean, only a safety car could basically ruin Belmont's chances to win this thing. I don't really see him making a mistake. He has no pressure to do one. So yeah, only a safety car could mess him up. At this stage, Belmont's the favorite to win this race. Here comes Brandon. Is gonna get probably one of the easiest moves of the race against Cosimo. And yeah, there he goes, easily moving past and up into P2 of the race, though 3 seconds behind. 3 laps to go. Nothing to do there at the front. It's gonna be Belmont winning this race easily there at the front in the McLaren. So no, that's still stuck in this DRS reign. Though thanks to the penalties, like I said, he's gonna be able to grab a podium finish, though he's gonna be really upset because he was, I think, the fastest man on track in the race pace. He had everything to win this one. Well, David's also one of the drivers that lost the most today. Was also one of the ones fighting for the win, and in the end, it's not even gonna be accident there from Olmedo, broken the front wing there, and yeah, tragedy at the end. Though he had a penalty anyway. Points, I think. Well, he lost points though. I think he probably maybe could have scored a bit. Yeah, David's one of the ones that lost the most today. He could have won the race as well. Well, due to all the safety car chaos, he will finish outside the... No, he's not going to finish outside the top 10 thanks to the penalties. Snow now got past Marcos up in the P4 of the race, well on track because in penalties he was already gonna get that P3 of the race. Well, now he is gonna try and stick into those 3 seconds with Cosimo. Shouldn't be a hard job, both on the same compound. Probably should have better pace than his rival in the Haas team. Well, it's gonna be Belmont then. Not much really happened in this final laps of the race. After Belmont took the lead, though, solid win and good calls at every moment in the strategy. In the line he goes, wins the Abu Dhabi GP. Grand will take a solid second place. Didn't have the pace at all to challenge for the win, though managed to survive. Snow moves up in the third. A double podium for the Williams team, still decent, but not what they want, having in mind that Snow could have won this race. Kawasaki won P4, Cosimo on P5, a really solid result for the Haas driver. Pascal 6, Marcus on 7, Pantera on 8, Cattle on P9, David finally on P10 will be your top 10 for today. Well, and that's it for today. Sadly, F3 is not on for now, so you won't be seeing me again till next week. Thanks anyway, once again. It was a pretty decent race, I think. Safety cars made it much more exciting than it would have been if not, I think. Still, well on track. The tire difference once again was very big with the new tires, so yeah, need to check the strategies and stuff for the next round. So, well, thanks to all once again, and goodbye.